Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage.
They shouldn't have gotten so upset.
I wanted them to get upset. I just thought it would play out differently. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas, and then we'd walk in. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all over their overpriced marble. Father would tear off his glasses and blink open-mouthed.
This is a very specific fantasy.
Shh, I'm getting to the good part. I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either, the leather's fake but the scars are real, or, oops, did I just track awesome onto your rug?
How about it's payback time and I'm collecting with interest?
Yeah, I'm gonna use that one day. Now, getting back to my story. Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me, to come back and make a big scene. Then, Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." Her eyes would be red, and she'd have her fist in front of her mouth to stifle a sob.
Hey, chin up. You're better than this.
I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. It's embarrassing, you know. And I've got a reputation to maintain.
Trust me, this was for the best.
I'd love to know how you'd describe getting kneecapped.
I think there's a lesson here.
Uh-oh, it looks like we're in for a big talk.
You've got to surround yourself with people who will really look out for you.
Unless you mean the kind who'll look out for you to blink so they could swipe your bits. The galaxy's not exactly crawling with those. Anyway, I don't want to sift through this lousy experience for meaningful life lessons. I'm mad, and I want to do something about it. Something like... Wait a second. What if I could get that money?
That money will not make you feel any better.
Want to bet? I've got some big appetites, and they're all cheap.
You have a plan in mind?
I could open a new account, designate that account holder as a sole beneficiary. All the payouts would go to me. I'll make money without doing a thing. And I'll get to cut them off.
How do we do it?
My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. They have an office in Byzantium. Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up a dummy beneficiary account. If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find one of their terminals and do it ourselves.
Sure. Let's talk about it first. Oh no, we're good. We're good. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and talk our way into some...
I've seen a lot of the colony, huh, Dr. Fenhill?
Ellie. And sure, but most of it looks the same.
Nice thing about traveling with the captain. We meet all sorts of new people.
Sure. Best part is when they pay us.
We never really had new folks in Edgewater, except the captain. Kinda hard to make new friends when everyone's already decided they don't like you.
Could be a favor in disguise. A lot of people out here ain't that nice.
Remember that stranger I saw in the square?
Time to commit some good old-fashioned insurance fraud.
Anti-Creo's pipe patch. All of the benefits of smoking a real pipe. None of the messy cleanup.
Secure mailbox system. So letter in this mailbox is addressed to the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group's satellite office in Fallbrook on the planet
I
Monarch.
guess we're going to Fallbrook.
Okay. Let's do it. First of all, we need to go back to Groundbreaker and talk to Parvati on the ship. So let's do that quickly. Cannot believe her parents faked her death so they can collect on her freaking insurance policy. It's ridiculous.
I swear, next time we put in the Groundbreaker, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask her over. Oh, I'm so nervous. I'm having trouble focusing on my work.
You met that automechanical clanking around the ship yet?
Oh, you mean Sam? He's just the sweetest, ain't he? A real charmer, my dad'd say.
Have you given him a nickname yet?
Nah, but I've been thinking on one. Gotta get to know him better, I think. Maybe ask him what he prefers. It ain't nice to give folks a nickname without him giving you the okay first, you know? Of course, that don't stop Felix.
Did you learn your trade from your father? It sounded like it when you talked to Reed. Break time's over. Alright, let's go do it. Let's go to Groundbreaker. Hey, Sam.
Sam, my vacuum tubes require evacuating. No, not those. The ones in port. Yes, there. Thank you. And while you're at it, could you switch my binaries to that? Exactly. I haven't felt this clean and efficient since Captain Hawthorne installed my subalternate auxiliary backup processor.
Oh, okay, Ada. Okay. Easy now. Let's go back to the Groundbreaker. And we will finally witness Parvati ask out Junlei. I've been waiting for this moment for a while now.
All right. She's on her way. How do I look?
You look terrific.
Oh, my hands have finally stopped shaking. All right. Deep breath. Here I go.
Now, did she change into the fancy clothes we bought her?
Would you like a reminder on when your next shower is scheduled?
Aha!
Anyhow, so I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I ain't need your help. I can do it on my lonesome.
What did he say to that?
Have at it then. And he handed me his favorite wrench, the one he used for the canner. He's probably half as tall as I was.
He didn't scold you for talking back to him?
Nah, he was never like that. I always thought it was funny when I get indignant about something. Then he'd watch me do whatever it was, make sure I didn't get hurt, but he'd never interfere. I learned a lot that way.
I wish I could have met him. Anyone who helped shape you must have been a special person.
All right. So let's level up before we figure out what else to do. Let's get our persuade. Nah. Let's get our lockpick up. Why not, right? Perks. Let's go through all these, starting from the top. Let's increase the old science weapon damage. Let's do it.
My father and I were often at loggerheads. He had notions of how the station should be run, and I had others. He was fond of saying, "You think Groundbreaker pays for itself? Someone's got to cover the bills." When I chafed against his
Did not mean to do
the
that.
board.
Sounds like he was afraid of him.
He was, and he was right to be. Didn't mean I had to like it.
What about your mama? I don't mean to pry, you just hardly mention her, and I've been wondering.
She passed when I was small. Taught me how to change a fuse on her deathbed. Even sick, she was patient with me. She kept exhaustive journals of my childhood, my father said. Like she was A/B testing child rearing.
Must be you got that exacting nature from her.
Exacting is a kind way to put it. Inflexible, my father would have said. Bull-headed. Cold.
If you're cold, then I'm the void of space. Cold. That's the silliest thing I ever heard.
Thank you.
All right, is that it? Can I talk to you guys?
We'll get the kitchen back to you soonish, promise.
Captain.
All right, all right, all right. All right, let's leave the ship and let them enjoy their date together. Let's head out to Fallbrook then. And we'll get that insurance fraud for Ellie started up. Right?
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
We need Ellie for sure. And we will also take Felix, because he's going to help us do our talking stuff. Okay. Let's do it. Is that fall gonna kill me? Probably. All right, here we go. Sublight.
This
Insurance
looks like the
agent.
place. You ready to get my money or what?
I see you're still in one piece. However, you never know when that could change. Consider our accidentally torn into tiny fragments coverage. Note that all of your fragments must be recovered and must be smaller than a standard bit cartridge for the payouts to kick in.
I need to change the beneficiary of Marilyn Fenhill's life insurance policy.
I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one.
Oh, sure. What else can you tell me?
Are you serious?
Well, we interviewed the parents extensively. They had plenty of awkward childhood stories that illustrated their daughter's clumsiness and capriciousness.
Hey, those are entirely made up.
Furthermore, the claim spurred a whole line of fashion-related policies. It's become a very lucrative market.
How would I amend that claim?
You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. And she said, if we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Imagine the paperwork.
Okay, but how would I change it?
Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room that contains data on all our policies. And you'd, theoretically, add the beneficiary of your choice. But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud.
You'll do this, or you'll be filling your own claim. I'm gonna use my intimidate.
Please. My policy only covers paper cuts and wrist strain. Very well. I'll do it. But then you've got to go. Confrontations like this will raise my premiums. I'll need the name of the new beneficiary.
Ellie Fenhill?
If you say so. The payouts will flow exclusively into the new account at the start of the month. I hope
right.
Ms. Fenhill enjoys her newfound prosperity.
We gotta talk.
Go outside.
You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I'll be rolling in it.
How does it feel?
I've never been prouder to stand back and watch someone else work. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Maybe now they'll have to go back to real jobs.
Real jobs.
Maybe as line holders or warm bodies?
Are those real jobs?
Oh, sure. You've got to wait in line for just about anything in Byzantium. And not everyone has the time or inclination to do it themselves. As for warm bodies, some companies like to keep extra workers on site to look more productive.
Nice. And they do nothing?
Oh, no. There's lots of paper shuffling and pen clicking that goes on. The really good ones know how to leave sticky notes in just the right places. See, this is why I had to get out of Byzantium. Not sure what comes next for me, though. I've never been much of a planner.
Byzantium is like the opposite of Edgewater. Why not? Why don't you have a plan?
Maybe you haven't noticed, but you can't even count on a bribe making it into the right pocket. What's the point of planning for anything around here?
It's the kind of thinking that's running this place into the crapper.
Hate to say it, but Halcyon's already there. Anyway, enough of that. You did a job for me, so here's your fee.
I didn't do it for the money.
Don't make it weird. Even you've got to be in it for the money now and then. Why else would you go through all this trouble?
You're my friend, Ellie.
You sure? Because my kind of friends will pick your pocket clean while they're getting hammered with you.
Friendship is important. What else are we fighting for if not for the people we care about?
You don't have to get all mushy about it. Still, maybe you've got a point. Maybe it's good to watch someone's back now and then so that one day they watch yours. So, you just keep the money. One of us has to look out for your interests.
Thanks.
Don't mention it. Really, this feels weird enough as it is.
All right, let's get a move on. Thanks, Felix. All right, guys. Well, I'm probably going to cut the stream off there for now. Let's go back to the ship and chat with Parvati quickly. How'd the date go, girl?
I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
Oh my gosh, Felix, you got to hear this. You know Princess of Hephaestus? That late show about the freedom fighter with a pure heart and a mean right hook? She finally kissed her sweetheart, Miss Yuko.
Wow, are you serious? I gotta get a copy of that.
Hey, Parvati, let's talk about that date.
Okay, Captain, she's gone.
I want all the details.
I feel like running laps around the cargo bay. So she got here, and, well, she sneezed. She said, wow, new soap? And I was like, yeah, rosish. Turns out it tickled her nose. Oops. And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't hear the rest on account of my heart was beating so hard. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread.
So you laid out the meal, brought June in, and started the music?
She stood stock still and just said, oh, real soft. Oh, and let me tell you, I was sweating. And then she blinked and said, is that dustback casserole? I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live monarch person.
So the meal went well, the dessert too?
Well, we talked a bunch over dinner about the things we learned just through messages, stuff we repaired, how I taught her to salvage and she taught me to build. When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary, said she had a thing she needed to say. But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so bold, Captain.
Smooth.
One of us has got to be. We're both... June's so reserved and I'm so shy. I worried if I never said anything, nothing would ever get said, you know? I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted. Strong. Smarter and kinder than I am on my lonesome. I listed all the things I liked about her. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired about me, like my cleverness and my humor, and how it made her want to be more open.
Aww. She wrote a speech to declare her love?
She was worried she wouldn't get the words out right, especially after that message about Isabel. It's sweet. Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And Captain, she said yes!
Nice.
And then she sneezed again, on account of the flowery soap.
Congratulations.
It's all on your account, you know. Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater. I'd have never met Junlei at all. I don't know nothing about the Vicar's capital P plan, but You've sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin and happy scream into my pillow for like an hour.
Awesome. Awesome. 55,000. Picture of Julian Parvati. Can we look at that? Oh, there we go. Cool. This photo was a gift from Junlei to commemorate her first date with Parvati. An inscription on the back reads, "To my wildflower, thank you for an enchanting evening. Look forward to many more." Great. Awesome. A framed photograph of Nyoka and her hunting crew. Etched into the back into a muddy red is the word Karen. Cool, cool. And we have a lot of these. Dustbat casserole, incense vessel. Man, I wonder what we could do with all these. These collectibles, I guess. Let's talk to Nyoka.
Hey, Cap.
Getting along with the crew?
I'm still not quite sure what to make of that Max fellow. Sometimes he reminds me of Anders, and the way he stares at things as if he's gonna dismantle them. Shit. Look at me dredging up bygone days. Forget I said anything.
I'm not pushy. Talk when you're ready.
I will.
Alright, guys. Well,
Hey there.
we're going to go ahead and call it a stream for now. We'll be back again tomorrow for another couple hours. But so far, we are making great progress. We've leveled up a couple times. We're now at 26, almost 27. And next time, we will be going back to Byzantium. And we will be speaking to Minister Clark to try to get that the extra chemicals for Phineas so he can wake up more of the colonists. So anyway, guys, this has been Free Nachos signing off, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.